All right, guys. So we're gonna give you some blue chips for the first couple of days.
Ooh.
So the first one, we're
wait.
gonna blue chip
Bang that bell.
Furman against Virginia. Virginia is 360th in the country in pace.
Slow.
In pace.
Shit.
They're like a
By the way,
like a Traeger grill, baby.
That's
slow and low.
3 from the bottom.
That's crazy.
Okay, so and Furman's 147th, so they're not in the
Yeah,
they're not in the top 100 either.
They're not track stars either.
Right. So that total sits at 132.5. Virginia's last 10 games, 8-2 to the under on neutral sites. Okay, so we're gonna take this under 132.5. We're gonna blue chip that.
Yee.
That's gonna be our first blue chip. That game should be Thursday morning, if I'm not mistaken.
It's tough to bet on the under and watch a game.
Oh, 100%, because you're cheering for, dude. But
but you got to do
I'm
it.
gonna do it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do
You
it.
got to do it.
You gotta
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. So, and that's gonna be bright and early. So we might start off on the right
Let's
foot
go,
or on the
baby.
wrong foot.
I love it.
Our next game is Kansas minus 21.5. The total's 145.5. So these teams, they're in the top 100 in pace. They're moving up and down. Kansas, I like Kansas minus 21.5.
Minus 20.
I think Bill Self's going to come back. He's going to, hey, we need to fix what we did this past weekend. I see them winning by 30.
like a refocus. I love that.
Right.
Refocus, guys. You guys sucked.
And
Let's
there's
go.
nothing better than doing it against a 16 seed. No disrespect to Howard.
Yeah.
But they're a 16 seed.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. So our next blue chip, Texas versus Colgate. Total is 147.5. Texas's last 5 games have all been under. Colgate, 225th in the nation in pace.
Wow.
So I see this game, to be honest with you, something like,
The Turtles.
yeah, and I see somewhere in the 70s for Texas and somewhere in the low 50s for Colgate. So that's what I'm going with in that game.
And what's the under again, Rafa?
147.5. It actually opened at 146, and all the sharp money is going on the over. And I'm taking the under.
Sharp.
You got to
So-
love the sharp money, baby.
So I'm taking the under. So I am going against the boys. The next game we're blue chipping.
Yes.
Oral Roberts versus Duke, under 146. The under in the last 8 games for Oral Roberts, 7-1. Duke, 309th in the nation in pace.
That's crazy.
The game against Virginia for that title was the first half, like 40.
17. Yeah, it was
Like
crazy.
24-17. It was like
Yes.
41 points
Yeah,
the first half.
Virginia only scored like 17
Yeah,
points.
it was like 24-17 the first half.
Crazy. Yeah, I've seen boys 8th grade games with higher scoring.
In the first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, just crazy, man.
Yeah, so
Yeah. So,
our next game, UNC Asheville versus UCLA, minus 18. UCLA is minus 18. I actually like UNC Asheville in this game, plus the 18 points.
yes, I love.
So we're going to take a 15 seed, not to win. UCLA is going to they're going to miss Jalen Clark,
Yes.
13-6. You're going to miss that. So Asheville's also 5-1 against the spread their last 6 games against an opponent with a 600 or better winning percentage.
He's a good coach. UNC Asheville has a great coach.
They have a great coach. A lot of people.
Name.
There's a lot of stuff online in Asheville and blah, blah, that they can win. I don't want them to win. Just keep it close, baby. That's all we want. That's all we want. So the next game, blue chip, the UC Santa Barbara
The Banana Slugs.
versus the Baylor Bears.
The Bears.
And the total is 144. Santa Barbara's last 4 games, over. Santa Barbara's last 4 games against a team with a winning percentage of 600 or better, over. Baylor 6-1 to the over after a straight-up loss. 6-2 in their last 8 with a loss against the spread. So we're over 144 in that Baylor-Santa Barbara game.
I love it. Overs, baby. Bang the over.
And then this last one, Eddie Money, I don't know if you can get me the total on Drake in Miami.
146.5.
146.5. We're going to blue chip another under.
There you go.
And it's like, fuck, we're going to go watch these games and not cheer for
Any
points.
points.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
It's gonna happen.
It's going to happen. We're going to do it. So Drake, under in their last 6 games, 6-0. Their last 4 games at neutral site, 4-0 to the under. Miami, their last 5 tournament games have all been under. And their last 12 games, 9-3 to the under, following against a spread loss. So we're going to go under in that game. 146 is a big total.
Yeah.
So is it 146 or 146 and a half?
146 and a half.
146 and a half. I like that under somewhere in the 60s, I think. That game's also got a tight line.
You know, when it comes to college basketball, right? The coach really puts his offense in. I know my dad was a basketball coach, and one of the rules was we are not even looking at the basket till you pass the ball 4 times. And there's a lot of that shit in college basketball. You see the personality. So it's not like the NBA. The shot clock is what, 11?
30 seconds.
Yeah.
It used to be 35. Now it's 30.
Yeah.
Good.
When the shot clock resets, it used to go back to 30, which drove me crazy because you're watching this game and you're like, fuck, I got the over, right? And it's like, dude, they can have the ball for a minute right after a rebound. I think now to the rebound, it's 20 seconds.
Oh, nice.
So instead of 30, but it's still almost a fucking minute.
You just see, man, it's pass, screen, pass, screen.
A little bit more passing.
Right. Depends on the team. Like team like Virginia, they passing the ball.
And they play defense like crazy.
Yeah. So
Because they're just throwing kid after kid after kid.
Right.
You know, and it's not a isolation game like the NBA.
So these are the games that jumped out at me for the first couple of days.
Dude.
As far as the totals, I thought were a little bit higher than.
You want to do a quick recap?
Yeah.
Yes, let's do it.
So we have Oral Roberts under 146. They're facing Duke. UNC Asheville plus the 18 against UCLA.
Yes.
We have Baylor and UC Santa Barbara over 144. Drake in Miami under 146 and a half. And then we have Furman and Virginia under 132 and a half. Kansas minus 21 and a half. And Texas and Colgate under 147 and a half.
And those games are going to be Thursday and Friday,
There's
correct?
mixed Thursday and Friday, yeah.
Thursday and Friday. Yeah, we're going to... Let's go, baby.
Lock in the lines early.
Lock in those lines. Stand in that long-ass line in Vegas, man.
Now, like, listen, what we said during football season, if you see a line change more than a couple points, proceed with caution.
Yes. That means
So-
the Sharps are making the line move.
Well, in football there was injuries and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
but here, there could be something else. So,
Faux show.
what do you got? Any money?
Nothing. I just locked him in right now.
Is this man gambling?
Handle
While we're
that.
playing? He's literally going, dot, dot.
Yes.
This man is literally betting.
Yes, I love it.
Oh, man.
Bovada's
Hammer
on
it.
fire right now.
Jesus.
He's using his $10,000 bonus. Have you
I got to
seen-
roll it over.
Dude, have you seen
43,000
the ridiculous
times.
shit that they post? Like, if you bet $5 with us, we guarantee you $1,000 if you lose. It's just like, what?
Wow.
How does that make sense?
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't make
It doesn't.
sense. And yeah, if someone's offering
A
you,
little fishy.
yeah, little bit fishy. They're getting the hook. They're putting the hook in you. So that's
You who do you have winning this tournament? When you filled out your bracket, who was it?
so.
Did you fill it out?
I did. So I have in my final four. I have Alabama. It's all one or
One or two?
yeah. I have Alabama. I have Marquette. I do have Texas, and wait, I had Texas and Tennessee.
Oh, Tennessee's got to be on that side.
Tennessee. Yeah, I had Tennessee coming out of the East, I believe.
So
So
over
my
guys, don't listen too much to this.
Yes, I have Texas, Tennessee, and I have Tennessee winning it all as a 4 seed.
Oh God, listen. So you understand? Tennessee's a no bet for me. They are. They have. It's too many times. It's like when you have those teams. Tennessee's one of those teams for me. Volunteers and the Tennessee Titans. Hard,
The whole state of Tennessee.
Tennessee's out for you.
hard pass for me,
pass.
brother.
It's a no bet.
Hard pass for me, man.
Not a fan of country music, huh?
Oh, dude, I can
In
tell you.
Seattle. I thought you were going to say
Man.
Seahawks, too.
Tennessee, remember one year they were the 1 seed, then been the 1 seed forever. They go to Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
as a 1 seed, go to Vanderbilt on a Tuesday night, and I fucking bet us, just let it have it. And this was like 2007, maybe 2008. They fucking got their ass whooped at Vanderbilt.
Wow.
I said, dude, these guys are terrible. And like a couple years back, a buddy of mine and I were in Vegas. We had this nice parlay going. All we needed was the Titans. Straight fucked us.
Rafa's like,
Terrible.
man,
You hold on to grudges.
He holds
You get bitter.
those, holds those
you get bitter.
grudges. Yes.
Dude, you'll hear about it. You'll hear about it.
That's
You'll
a-
hear about it.
That's a
this
real
week.
fan, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Real fan.
Yeah, for sure.
When you have those bets that you make that seem like locks and you'll never forget them.
Oh,
right?
dude. And my buddy even this season was like, fucking Tennessee got me again. I said, yeah, you're right. And we actually rode Tennessee a couple
Yeah, I was
times
gonna
here on
say,
this podcast.
There were
I know, but
several
it-
blue chips.
Yes,
there were.
yes,
It was
yes.
Derrick Henry. But I'm done with those dudes.
Yeah. So what about you, Rafa?
I like-
Who's
I-
your final four?
So mine, Arizona.
All right.
I went 2-5. I went Arizona, Duke, Texas, and Kansas.
Oh, you have Texas in there too.
And I have Kansas winning it.
Kansas gets the
Kansas-
revenge
uh,
tour.
Well, Kansas won it last year.
Yeah.
So I have Kansas against Duke, though. So another Kansas Bill Self defeating the other blue blood in the ACC.
I honestly thought that Duke would take a big step back after losing
he had
Krzyzewski.
the best recruiting class.
I know, which I don't know how that happened. Like, it's crazy to me. Like, you lose
Yeah.
maybe the best coach ever and you get the number one recruiting class.
And he was undefeated at home.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as they weren't the 1 seed in the ACC
No,
tournament,
Miami was.
right? But they were favored.
Yeah.
They were favored to win it, and they won it. And he's got those kids playing well. Now, can it translate into the big tournament?
The tournament,
see.
it's about getting hot at the right time, right?
100%.
And with a bunch of good teams, but man, you got to hit there like UNC last year. That kid Brady Manick, the transfer from Oklahoma, just
Oh, but he
went.
can play.
Yeah, man, he didn't get. He's playing like in Egypt or something. He didn't
Hey,
get
it
picked up.
doesn't matter. He played North Carolina. He
But
can whoop everybody's ass here.
He won. I mean, he took them to that. I saw a meme. It was what 45-24 at halftime, and it showed UNC going into the locker room. It's like, and this was the end of the story. Ever since then, they sucked since that halftime. I mean, they haven't been the same team since that first half in the championship game.
Jesus.
Yeah, just a horrible run.
Now, let me ask you, who do you guys like?
I haven't filled out my bracket yet. I need to do some more research.
So you don't have any
don't.
money?
This is my first time ever filling out a bracket.
Wow.
Never paid attention to college basketball.
You have transformed him into a degenerate fucking gambler.
legit degenerate.
Congratulations,
Show?
by the way.
Before doing the show, didn't pay attention to college football or college basketball.
And now you
now I'm betting on both.
He's expanding his mind.
for sure. He's
just-
fucking in the middle of the
yes,
night
yes.
going, look at the recruiting classes.
He didn't
coming
eat
in.
shrimp before the show either. I've also expanded his taste, his palate.
There you go.
Yes.
Now, Eddie, have you looked at a Cinderella? You
I-
got to give these people something. Like, give it 2 Cinderellas.
Oh man. Well, like I said, I think USC has a shot to be a Cinderella. If they get past Michigan State,
I feel like SC, even though they're a 10, it's still It's still like I'm talking about like a Kennesaw State,
Yeah.
UNC Asheville, UC Santa Barbara, somebody like that.
I like Big Ten teams. I know it's
But give me
it's still-
Cinderella, baby. Give me Cinderella.
Grand Canyon,
Give
Grand
me
Canyon.
GCU, Northern
Yeah.
Kentucky. He's like, Iowa State, maybe the Big 12.
Yeah, good. Okay, good point. Good point. I haven't really seen. God, would San Diego State be considered a Cinderella?
They're a 5. What the hell? They're a 5. I think Kawhi's going to play for them this weekend. They're a 5.
Yeah, how about Drake?
There you go.
Let's go Drake.
There you go.
Drake would be my Cinderella team, and he's going to be front court, and he's going to jinx them in the championship.
Yeah, he would.
He would do that. He
They
would.
are a 14. The line's really low that first game. I'm going to go with like the Instagram favorite in UNC Asheville. And another surprise team, by the way, because I dislike Xavier.
Yes.
So-
Are they in Tennessee or something?
They've been terrible. So I'm going to pick Kennesaw State as a Cinderella.
Oh, I like it.
Kennesaw.
I don't like it, but Xavier's been so bad.
Do we know what
Even though they
Kennesaw,
won the Big East? Or
Kennesaw
lost.
State's mascot is, Eddie? Is there any way we could find out?
Probably awesome.
Yeah, probably like the flying crickets or something.
The Flying Dutchman.
Owls.
The owls.
All
Ah,
right.
it was close. It
There
was
you
a
go.
bird.
It was close. It
was a bird.
And it's like a flying cricket. It's the same thing.
Fly, pelican, fly.
So those are my two Cinderellas, I think. But they're only because they're playing Xavier, and Xavier was a letdown in
Yeah.
some games this year.